Hello, let's add a reader to an already created Aurora, Amazon Aurora database. By default, Amazon Aurora database has only one primary instance, performing both the read and write operations. But by adding one or more Aurora replicas to the cluster, you gain read scalability and high availability of the database. The good thing is, if the primary instance fails, then Aurora is able to promote the read replica to become the primary instance. So let's see how this is done. So here you click on, first of all, you click on actions, and then you select your database. You click on action, you go to your add reader. You make sure you know the availability zone in which your first database instance was created. So I've noted that down. It was created in US East 1. So US East 1C. So I'm going to look for how I can add this reader in a different availability zone for high availability. So, of course, this is the main cluster. Instance identifier, I'm going to give it a unique name. I'll call this Aurora read rep. That's fine. Of course, US East 1. Then I'm going to pick US East 1D. Now, it already showed me that the first replica was launched within the US East Northern Virginia region. So I'm going to, and I already noted down the specific availability zone within North Virginia, US East 1, that it was created. So I'm going to use the US East 1D. The first one was created in East 1A and East 1C. So I'm going to make this available in US East 1D. Keeping every other thing as default. It's a database, so connectivity is not public. Keeping every other thing as default. I'm going to add this reader endpoint. Sorry, add the reader. So it's replicating the database that was created in US East 1C to US East 1D. The instance has the same instance type. They are within the same region. Of course, you cannot replicate if you spin up a database, say in a particular region, and you want it to be highly available within the region, you have to pick an easy availability zone within the region. I'm not talking about cross-region, multi-region replication or anything like that. I'm talking about within the region. So I have the main instance is in US East 1C. This read replica is going to be in US East 1D. It's going to take a few number of minutes for it to create. So we have created the database. We have created a read replica. They are all available now, both the primary reader and writer instance and the reader instance that is a replica. They are both available. Now we're going to modify it to see how we're going to see failover in action. So we're going to click on the target instance. That is after you have modified your read replica to become of the highest priority when your primary instance fail. How do you do that? You go over, you click on modify, and you go over to your fail over priority, and you put the priority number to 0. You can have up to 15 read replicas. When that happens, Aurora picks the one with the lowest number but of the highest priority to become the primary instance. So I have set this to tier 0, meaning that it is of the highest priority when this database fails. So we're going to test for failover. You go back to your databases, you pick the target instance that you want to fail over. In this case, is the primary instance. So you click on the action and then you fail this over. Let's see what happens. You can monitor in to see. Although I've stopped the instance, but I want to show you one very interesting part. So the cluster was created at 12:10. Then I failed over at 1:14, and failover was complete at 1:14. What does that say? The time frame between when I started the failover and when it completed was barely up to 1 minute. At max maybe 60 seconds, which it's not recorded here, but that's to show you the power of using Amazon Aurora. The split second with which it fails over to a read replica once your primary instance fails. So when you're using Aurora read replica and you set the priority to fail over instantly, it doesn't even take up to a minute. That's to show you how fast it is. Aurora is very powerful database, if you ask me. So if you are using it in your project, say you want your production to go live and you need a very solid database, I will say you use Aurora database because the failover time is so small. With this, your business operation your database can be available for as long as possible, knowing that even when it fails over, it is not noticed. It's just a silent failover. No operation is going to stop. It's just quickly fails it over.